Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's Dancing with the Stars recap.
Alright, it's the celebrity dance duel night.
Never been done before. The stars will dance together for like 20 seconds.
You know what else has never been done before? Abby Lee Miller!
That is so mean.
On the show. Alright, so...
She was a guest judge, and we're super excited because we love Dance Moms, and some of the kids from Dance Moms were in the audience.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And I have to say, for the most part, I think she took the high road on the show.
I think so too, because like we said in the last recap, she's had some online feuds, or at least she's had some criticism from some of the pro dancers on this show. So I thought she handled herself really well.
I think she did too, and I enjoyed having her on the show.
Noticeably absent from the audience, Chloe and Christy.
Oh, all right. So the show started off with a pro dance featuring Mark Ballas singing.
Yeah, his new single just dropped.
He threw that freaking guitar down and he started dancing a medley of different dances featuring none other than him. It was really good.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, so let's talk about the couples tonight. We got a lot to get to. Charlie and Sharna were up first with a quick step.
Yeah.
He freaking begged, he practically begged for a 10
He
in
wants
the video
those
package.
10s.
What do we have to effing do to get a 10?
That was Sharna, not Charlie.
And that was a really bad Sharna
really
accent
bad.
too.
The dance. I thought it was good. Technically, it was a little bit boring.
Why was there Argentine tango in there?
I actually like that. I think that's fun when you put a little bit of another dance in there.
I don't.
It worked.
Well, it was a great job. The judges loved it. It ended up getting a 40. I don't think I would have given it a 40, but whatever.
I guess you would say it didn't have that something special in there.
It didn't have that something something, and Len tried to throw in a whole fake out, but...
Alright, next up, Danica and Val with a tango.
They were also the first couple in Jeopardy. I was going to say in Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Alright, so interesting music arrangement choice.
Tears for Fears.
Yeah, but it was like the Lord version of it.
Apparently.
It was pretty powerful. It was power-packed with content.
Yeah.
It was
I think she really excels in the ballroom dances.
It was obvious that she had a dance background. She said her mom and her sister were dancers.
There you go. It's in the family.
And Abby Lee was just like, you're beautiful.
She got a 38 for her efforts.
All right, Meryl and Max up next with a Roomba. Dirty Roomba.
Meryl was like, you guys may not realize, but Max is really like a big teddy bear.
Hey, you can't pet me. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right.
This dance
that was uncomfortable to watch, by the way.
This dance was amazing. The only
It was.
issue I have, I felt like there wasn't enough Rumba content. And I feel like Len's saying that, but I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
What was going on between Abby Lee and Max?
It was awkward.
Super awkward.
She was like, Meryl, your feet were sickled, blah, 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 blah. And Max was like, I don't care what she says.
Yeah.
It was
everybody was like...
Yeah, everyone was just like...
The dance moms were like...
Yeah, it was really awkward.
Someone worse than Abby?
I guess there is a little feud there between Max and Abby. I don't know.
All right, well, Abby was pretty harsh and only gave them an 8. And Bruno made up for it and gave them a 10. I knew she was going to be sitting next to Bruno.
Of course. They're probably like best friends.
Yeah.
So they ended up with a 36.
Right. Because I don't think she could have taken Carrie Ann. She probably would have been like this the whole night.
All right, next up, Candace and Mark with a foxtrot.
It was stiff for me.
Yeah, the phrase robot chicken came to mind for me.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the TV show Robot Chicken. It looked like a robot chicken.
It just seemed like her weight was weird, like weirdly distributed between her legs. I don't know. Just like the steps.
I thought the whole thing was just really
it.
juvenile.
Yeah, that too. Like they kind of went with the
watered down version
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't working for me.
Then all of a sudden, Abby Lee was like, well, I would have just dropped her on the floor and walked off. And everybody was just like, what?
Yeah.
She's like, the routine. Part of the routine.
She meant in the choreography she would have changed the ending, which made sense, but everyone was just like, oh, okay.
Because everybody was on
edge, yeah.
Anyway, so 36 for that routine.
I thought that was a little high for that.
A little. All right, James and Peta, the two hotties of the final group here.
Viennese Waltz. I thought this was a great routine. It had a lot of great content, but
he crapped it up with his horrible, horrible posture.
It happens every time they do a ballroom dance. His posture, his
butt is sticking out like a robot chicken.
You can't keep your legs bent all the time. His butt was sticking out.
And of course, Carrie Ann.
I'm the lift police. I saw a little lift over there. You know, I'm gonna have to take it off because I want to be fair for everyone.
So they ended up with a 36 because Abby was totally crushing on James, and she was like 10.
There was a lot of weird high school crushy humor coming from Abby, like,
well, she's always with kids.
I'd never smack Marks. And I'm sure the kids were just like, all right. There were children there. Keep it to a minimum.
Well, last but not least in the first round, Amy and Derek with an Argentine tango.
She hurt her back last week.
She
if
did,
you remember.
during the show.
That looked incredibly painful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she wasn't like, embellishing the pain, because I'm sure she's seen some pain in her life.
I think so, yeah. She had some rib issues and like back spasms.
Well, I love me an Argentine tango, and this one was fantastic.
This was amazing. They had some cool like stool tricks.
Yeah, the stool trick was pretty amazing.
Her flicks were awesome.
Yeah. And Abby actually gave Derek one of the highest compliments that you can give. That, he was a master choreographer, and he made her
a legend.
A legend. He made her look good. That was his, goal. Mm-hmm. And I have to agree.
Yeah.
He did a really amazing job choreographing that and performing it. So a 40. I thought
it was well deserved.
Yeah. So that was the couples portion of the show. Now we're going to the celebrity dance duel.
All right, first up was a samba from Marilyn Max and Val and Danica. They're keeping it in the family.
All right, well, we're also keeping it in the family when Grandma showed up.
They looked shocked.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
She was like, hello?
Meryl, are you ready to meet the family?
Probably. All right, that's probably why they flew her in from New York. I thought it was
Yeah, I was not feeling the samba, and I'm such a huge Marilyn Max fan.
Yeah.
And Val and Danica, but it just didn't do it for me.
The whole this is juvenile steps kind of turned me off, and she was like, what's with the, Danica was like, what's going on? You're not being very nice, and he was like, well, you're condescending.
There was a lot of tension in practice, and that doesn't always lead to a harmonious performance.
Harmonious, yes. Well, neither were the scores harmonious. They ended up with a 34. That was the lowest of all of the dance duel scores.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think that was the lowest score of the night.
I think it was. All right, Candace and Mark and Charlie and Sharna.
They got contemporary.
I loved this.
This was great.
Even though Candace pulled out, one of my feet never touched the ground.
Yeah, the whole 20 seconds that Candace and Charlie were dancing together, he was lifting her the whole time.
It was genius, because it means you get a good score when you don't dance.
Oh, to be fair, it takes a lot of strength to hold those lift positions. So, good for her.
Right. Poor Charlie.
It was an impressive dance. I liked it.
But I guess he's used to lifting, girls up off the floor.
So, they got a 38.
Not the highest. The next one was the highest, and that was Amy and Derek and James and Peta. And I was a little bit surprised that their jive was the highest score.
Why?
Because I thought it was a limited choreography. I mean,
it was still really entertaining, though.
They did well with what they had, and yes, it was entertaining, and it
High
was
energy.
lots of fun.
And I thought Amy and James looked great together.
They did, actually. Yeah. So I guess the 39 was pretty well deserved. And now that, we've hashed it out between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
So like we said, that was the highest one. Now it's time to chop someone from the block.
Who was in danger?
Candace and Mark, Danica and Val, and James and Peter. Oh no, hot dog.
Yeah, so then we find out that Candace and Mark are safe. So I'm like,
What? I knew that was going to happen though. And I was thinking, James has a huge fan base, so it's going to have to be Danica. And sure enough it was, which was so disappointing because she was just really getting into her groove on the show.
Really? I thought she's been doing well for a long time.
All right, whatever. Next week is the semi-finals.
Yeah,
what?
that's right.
Already?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like it's just jumped up on us.
So their performances will be saluting American icons.
Wow.
And the guest judge, Kenny Ortega.
I love Kenny Ortega. He's awesome. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's exciting.
And that means only 2 more weeks till the finale. Yeah. That's crazy. All right. Hope you come along for the ride. Till then, much love.
Edit.